This episode we push north into New South Wales, with our first stop being Parkes, where we stay at a great little low-cost camp and check out the dish. We've come out to the Parkes Observatory, which is a really cool place. We continue on to Dubbo, where we visit the Taronga Western Plains Zoo.
So you can bring your car down to the zoo and drive around to each exhibit.
We make a scenic drive through central west New South Wales.
And it kind of looks like snow scattered along the black dirt.
And settle at a beautiful donation camp on the Guida River just outside of Bingara. If you're new to our channel, we're John and Elle, and our three boys, Brian, Alec and William. We've thrown in the 9 to 5 to travel this beautiful country of ours for 12 months. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to join us on our journey. If you watched our last episode, you would have seen that we had to leave our van in Melbourne for 9 weeks to get some warranty work done. Because of this, we had to push north to escape the cold. We left Melbourne and made our way for our first stop, Parkes in New South Wales, which was made famous for its role in the moon landing, which was portrayed in the movie The Dish, released in the year 2000. Alright, so we've just spent the last couple of days here at Nella Valley property. It's just outside of Parkes in New South Wales. As you've probably seen, we pushed north pretty quick through Victoria straight into New South Wales. It's getting a bit later in the year and we wanted to get away from the cold. But this was a really good spot for us to set up for a few days. Nice big area with fences all the way around so the kids could run free, ride their bikes, fly kites, all that kind of stuff. And we could sort of focus on the van and try and get that sorted out after repacking everything in at Melbourne. So we've got some sheep over there that if you've got some scrap food you can go feed. But just before we left, the owner came over and gave us a heap of bread that the boys were able to feed to the sheep. So if you're looking for somewhere to stay around the Parkes region, I'd recommend this place. $10 a night, you can't go wrong.
Put the refresh package on your valve to fill momentarily there at step 13, and we have filled the bottles back up partially. What's the pressure in there? Now we have about 450 psi now in the trailing valve.
Alright, so we've just come through Parkes and we've come out to the Parkes Observatory, which is a really cool place. I'm blown away with how cool it is. The dish is massive. It's still in operation today. And there's heaps of science experiments and things for the kids to get into around here. Lots of information about space in general, but also telescopes. There's interactive displays out the front, and they've even got a playground and a cafe here. So if you're coming through the area, it's definitely worth stopping in here and checking it out. You having fun?
Yeah. I can see you, Mum. You're being not too loud, but I can still hear you.
How funny is that? You talk.
Really long time away.
You can talk so quietly.
Yeah, I know, we are so far away.
And she's so far away.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't believe it actually works.
So it says waves coming from straight ahead of the parabola are focused just in front. In the sky over here.
I think the planet of the Earth.
It's a planet.
Yeah.
Darling, let's go rolling down the open road and the coastline.
So we just come down to a campsite, but I don't know what happened to Alex where he got caught into that way.
Oh, we've had 2 nights here at the Red Earth Estate. It's about a 5-minute drive from the Dubbo Western Plains Zoo and probably another 10 minutes into town. So it's a good location, and it was either here or behind a pub on the other side of town, but I think always go the quieter option. So yeah, it's beautiful here. We've got a heap of trees and vineyards around. Thank you. All right, we're having dumplings at 9 o'clock because the people at this estate actually make all this from scratch. So they smell amazing. Let's get stuck into it.
Lost it. beach that we adore, dipping our feet into the mud. Cover your eyes as we waltz into the storm.
Oh, we're down at Taronga Western Plains Zoo today, and it's absolutely freezing, so we all have multiple layers on. But yeah, the first enclosure we saw was the painted dog, and awesome big spaces for these animals. So I'm excited to see what's ahead. Okay, and the dog is small and slender. The hyena is taller. Okay, and this is a scavenger. This is a hunter. So you can bring your car down to the zoo and drive around to each exhibit because it's a fair walk. You can also hire a cart for $70 for 3 hours. So for us, it's safer to have our kids in their car seats and drive around. It's also really cold today. So, but yeah, you can get really close to them, and there's only an electric fence separating us from them. So it's pretty cool. Giraffes are about 2 meters tall at birth. When a giraffe is born, it's bigger than mummy and daddy.
She said, darling, let's go rolling down the open road and the coastline. Stick time under watercolor sky.
Oh, that is so cool. We've seen another hippo. We saw the pygmy hippo at Melbourne Zoo, and this is the common hippo, which is double the size, if not triple the size. And he's just, there's one out there having a swim. They do laps, and he puts his head up out of the water and sort of does a backflip into the water. It's actually pretty cool. And there's another one sleeping. And actually the other day at Melbourne Zoo, we saw a pygmy hippo, and he was also doing laps. So maybe hippos just like doing laps, but it's pretty good to see them because I've never seen a hippo in person, and their little ears are twitching. They're actually kind of cute. Oh, we're down at the elands, and this is the common eland, which we've never seen before. So that's always good to see a new animal. And they've got quite a big herd here. Did it come back?
No, he's stuck in the water. I'll go check on him if he's alive.
Who's excited by the squeaky gate as they are the wallabies? We're driving to our next campsite at the moment, and we've been passing all of these beautiful cotton fields, and it kind of looks like snow scattered along the black dirt, and the dirt is quite dry, so it's just really interesting comparison. But yeah, we've pulled over, the boys have come and had a look. The cotton itself is really soft and really lovely. It seems to come from this really harsh bush with prickles or thorns, and it seems to form inside a pod, and then when the pod opens it just kind of hangs out. So I've just found this on the side of the road. There's a heap of cotton getting blown onto the road, so, and the farmer seems to be quite proud of his work. He gave us a nice wave, and I think a lot of people don't get to see where their cotton comes from, so it's good for us to talk to the boys about, you know, clothing and how it gets from the bush to being refined and made into clothes. So yeah, it's school on the road, you know, it is really hands-on and interesting for us as well. It's beautiful.
Continued north through central west of New South Wales and decided to settle for a while on the Gwydir River in Bingara. This donation camp is situated just outside of town. There are camp spots on both sides of the river, although bigger rigs are probably better suited to the northern bank. It was awesome to be able to wake in the morning to the sound of running water and horses right on our doorstep.
Alright, so the boys have found these wild melons just on the slope down to the riverbed. So we thought we'd cut them open and see what was inside. So if you make your little tunnel, okay, put your knife through the tunnel. Okay, so your fingers are out of the way. Alec, do you want to push down on the knife?
Oh!
Okay, no, on my hand. Ready? Push down.
Oh!
Alright, what's inside? The big reveal.
It looks green.
Show the camera.
It looks green.
Have a look.
It looks like fruit.
It's like a cucumber.
Can we
Does it smell
eat it?
Kind of smells like a cucumber too.
Oh, can I eat it?
No.
Can I smell?
We don't know what it is.
We'll leave it out for the horses in the morning, okay? Let's see what Brian's looks like inside.
It's going to look the same.
Got your tunnel,
The same.
it's your fingers,
It's
you
going to
gotta,
look the
yours a bit
same.
bigger, so you push down a bit
It's
more.
going to look the same, Brian.
Oh.
Tell you.
Now look, it's actually got
See?
patterns. So look, this looks like a Venn diagram.
I love Venn diagrams.
Well, we've come up to the Bingara lookout, and coming up here was actually pretty scary. The car was on, was it 12-degree slope, which felt like a lot at the time. So if you're into your four-wheel driving, you'd probably enjoy it. When you get up here, there's awesome views of the little town and all the hills around it. It's very pretty, and you can actually see the river and try and spot your caravans. So we've just brought a coffee and some morning tea up here. It's absolutely beautiful.
What do you reckon, town?
Yeah, it's good. Nice little country town.
Alright, just outside of town is a living classroom. We've come down on a Sunday and there's no one here, but you can pretty much do a self-guided tour from what I've seen on Wikicamps. And here we got the Mediterranean garden, so it's going to be all your Mediterranean sort of plants and stuff. I can already see some olive trees, we've got rosemary, lavender, but we haven't been through yet, so let's go check out and see what we can find. Paradise found, Mediterranean garden, nourished. I love the smell of rosemary.
Let's smell.
Whose bottom was
I love
that?
the smell of that. Someone who farted. These trees and huge bark slabs cut for canoes and shelter. So they used to cut the bark off and make canoes, make boats from it.
What about Look, another one!
Where have you got?
Hello, I have got Dad thinks they're edible, and these are from this tree, and I'm gonna try and rip this open and see what they look like. Right, so this is what the seed looks like. Dad thinks they're edible.
Right, so
Mum!
it comes out of this seed pod.
This seed pod, and it looks like that. Alright, I'll get
Hold
going.
on, hold on.
I'll be in Wisconsin, where my childhood was found. I've been talking.
Alright, that's it for us here in Bingara. Only a couple of minutes from the campsite, you come across the bridge, you got your water point, your dump point. We've also got public toilets here and playgrounds, so it's a good spot to come refill and get rid of whatever you need to get rid of. There's a few rubbish bins as well. But all in all, I'd say Bingara is a great town to check out. The hills and stuff and the river are just not what we're used to seeing in WA, so if you're coming through this area, stop in here. The locals are really nice. It's a beautiful little town, well worth a stop. That's it from us for this week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join us next time as we cross the Queensland border and find some warmer weather to make the most of. And if you made it this far, hit that like button for us. We appreciate your support.